Heart failure, kidney disease, liver problem, dementia. Americans deserve to know the truth about what really happening with Donald Trump's health. On Thursday and Friday, Trump was nowhere to be seen, completely absent from the press pool. What's going on? Carolyn Levitt, his chief propagandist, claims it's due to chronic venous insufficiency (CVI), a condition where the veins in the legs fail to pump blood properly back to the heart, leading to fluid buildup and swelling. While Levitt dismisses it as nothing unusual, CVI is actually a serious medical condition. The explanation given is that Trump hand discoloration came from shaking too many hands, but the excessive fluid build-up and discoloration suggest something far more serious. Could frequent blood work also to be contributing to what we are seeing? I am not a doctor. I am not a doctor. But I do speak with medical professionals, and using common sense, we can at least assess what's visibly apparent. You can clearly see the makeup he is using to cover his hand. And honestly, it looks even worse with the makeup than without it. On the top of that, Trump keeps dropping things, struggling with coordination, zigzag as he walks, and dragging his legs. Here's a video of him recently in Alaska with Putin, dragging his leg and unable to walk in a straight line, zigzagging the whole way. Then, during a meeting with Prime Minister Keir Starmer, he struggled to hold on to a paper he claimed was the deal between the US and the UK. He even said the UK was Europe before dropping pages on the floor, exposing that most of them were actually blank. Let's roll the clip.
UK, and we just signed a document. This is sorry about that.
A very important document.
Little windy out here. Give me that little. We just signed it, and it's done. And so we have our trade agreement with the European Union, and it's a fair deal for both.
And once again, more footage showing the condition of his hands. Look at those ankles, the swelling and fluid build-up are clearly visible. Really concerning sign. You can also notice the discoloration in his face, the purple hue on his lips, which could suggest low oxygen level in his blood. His complication looks gray, his eyes appear puffy, and there's clear fluid retention. All further signs that point toward the condition I have seen speculating about. He's got visible bruises on the back of his hand. Could this be a sign of serious cardiovascular problem? The public deserves answer. Meanwhile, JD Vance, who lies about just about everything, claimed in a USA Today interview that Donald Trump is in very good shape. Yet, in the same breath, he admitted he is ready to set up in if a terrible tragedy were to happen to Trump. Play this clip.
God forbid there's a terrible tragedy. I can't think of better on-the-job training than what I've gotten over the last 200 days.
We have already seen the bizarre moments when JD Vance meet the former Pope, and again when he meet Hulk Hogan. Now, take a look at his headline from the Independent. Vance has openly said he is ready to set up in as president if, God forbid, something tragic happened to Donald Trump. Our friends at the network, along with Jennifer Welch from the I Had It podcast, discussed this on CNN, where Mega Voice tried to dismiss it. But when you look at how Fox covered it, you can sense they are concerned too. You can always tell when they are projecting. Here's Jennifer Welch on Fox. Let's roll the clip.
Cops on January 6th. Meanwhile, this guy, this should be the lead story, is clearly suffering from massive mental decline. He is out of his mind with all of the show and tell procedures that go on in the Oval Office. 2 days ago, he gave 3 press conferences in a row. And if you don't think he has dementia, let's just discuss the time that when he was on the campaign trail that he tried to perform oral sex on a microphone. If Joe Biden did this,
I hope this is what Democrats do next year.
ER.
If this is the Democratic strategy, congratulations, America. You've already reelected Republican majorities as far as the eye can see.
Yeah, because Trump's approval is in the
listen
low
to this
30s.
one.
It's in
Listen
the
to this
low
one.
30s
Listen
right
to
now.
this one.
Coming up next for
There have been other troubling signs too. Recently, on multiple occasions, Donald Trump has not even realized that the person he's talking about is standing right beside him. In this moment, he's looked around for a congressman who co-sponsored a bill jet. The congressman is literally next to him, and Trump does not recognize it. Let's play the clip.
Thrilled to be joined by the bill's sponsor, Congressman Derek Van Orden. Where's Derek? Derek. Hello, Derek. I didn't see you back there. Let's see. And Mike. How are you, Mike? These two gentlemen are terrific. They are working together, and they've been working together, Mike, a long time on this. So I just want to thank you both, and I'll ask you to say a couple of words.
In another instance, Donald Trump was seated directly across from Finland President Stubb. Yet he asked, "Where is Stubb?" Even though the man was sitting right in front of him. Let's roll the clip.
President Stubb of Finland, and he's somebody that, where are we here? Huh? Where? Oh, you look better than I've ever seen you look. But you've done a great job, and we wanted to have you.
When you look at Governor Gavin Newsom post, the contrast is striking. A healthy, energetic leader on the left and Donald Trump looking frail and deteriorated on the right. Newsom is also mocked Trump for being a loser, pointing out how Trump just lost against in the Federal Circuit Court of Appeal, which struck down his unlawful tariffs on Friday. But beyond the politics, just look at their faces. One man looks strong, the other sickly, and then there's Trump struggling to climb the stair before stumbling. Roll the clip. Yeah, it's all unfolding right in front of us. Just recently, Donald Trump could not even manage to open a small black box and had to hand it off for help. Roll the clip. At the network, we put together a video highlighting the signs of dementia, simply asking, does this look familiar to you? Do you think he shows these signs? No, I want to be clear. I cannot say definitely one way or the other, but I can use common sense. And it's fair to inform opinion based on what we see. Here, play this clip.
And my stupid people, when I wanted to refute it, they said, "Sir, don't dignify it with a rebuttal."
Have you been noticing peculiar behavior recently in someone you know?
Carried out by Ray,
Someone who mixes fiction and reality?
the late great Hannibal Lecter. He's a wonderful man.
Perhaps someone of advanced age you have known for years.
Did you just see Maduro, Venezuela? It's unbelievable, Venezuela.
Of course, we all have our goofs. But consistently odd behavior can be a sign of frontotemporal dementia, a degenerative disease of the frontal and temporal lobes of the brain that dramatically impairs cognitive function. And there are some key signs to look out for, like slurring words,
The failing New York Times by really anonymous.
struggling to find the correct words is another sign.
The Mueller report, I wish, covered the oranges of the investigation.
You may also notice someone veering into incoherent ideas, detached from reality.
You know what I'd do if there was a shark or you get electrocuted? I'll take electrocution every single time. I'm not getting near the shark.
Or an inability to complete simple sentences.
Saudi Arabia and Russia will
Other notable symptoms include impaired motor function, such as a wavering limb, and decreased balance, often accompanied by a signature lean or arched stance. If someone you know is demonstrating several or all of these symptoms, they are seriously unwell. As a matter of safety, they must be relieved of critical responsibilities and disqualified from any position of authority. Remember, frontotemporal dementia is a degenerative disease. Cognitive function will never return and will only deteriorate further. Don't ignore the signs.
When Caroline Levitt was pressed for an update on Trump's statement and overall health concern, this is how she responded. Play this clip.
You guys announced the president was diagnosed with chronic venous insufficiency after his legs were seen swelling. How's he being treated for that? And while you were upfront about those health issues, curious if the White House would be willing to let us speak with his physician directly about those health issues. I know there were a lot of concerns about the last White House not making the physician available. Would the physician be available in this case?
I don't want to make that commitment on behalf of the physician, but it's certainly something we can look into and explore out of the effort of transparency, because unlike the previous White House, there's nothing to hide. You guys see this president working around the clock, literally 24/7, all of the time, and I will be happy to look into that request.
Can we at least get an update on how he's being treated for the swelling legs and for the hands and the other issues?
Look, you see the president every day. He's moving, he's working, he's continuing. There have been no adjustments made to his life.
And here she claimed it's nothing more than minor soft issue irritation from too many handshakes. Play this clip.
Recent photos of the president have shown minor bruising on the back of his hand. This is consistent with minor soft tissue irritation from frequent handshaking and the use of aspirin, which is taken as part of a standard cardiovascular prevention regimen. This is a well-known and benign side effect of aspirin therapy. And the president remains in excellent health, which I think all of you witness on a daily basis here. So the president wanted me to share that note with all of you. I'm happy to take further questions.
Yeah, I am not buying that. Trump never actually released real medical records. What's the put? Oh, instead looks more like Kim Jong-un style propaganda. They are actually trying to claim Trump's health is proven by frequent golf wins. Like that somehow shows peak cognitive and physical fitness. That's not a medical report. That's embracing spin. In fact, a top doctor from Trump's first administration once speculated that when Trump was suddenly rushed to Walter Reed, it may have been due to mini strokes. Play this clip.
His inability to say words sometimes worries me tremendously. He is having trouble word finding when he said United States instead of United States. These aren't words, these aren't slips of the tongue. These are words, he can't find them. And this is happening over and over again. Comedians joke about it, but it's not a joking matter. I think there is a neurological issue that is not being addressed. And if he had an MRI of his head over there, I would be very pleased, because I think he needs it.
Is that something that could have happened in the 2-hour time he was there?
Yes, it certainly could. And it's the worry that I have is that maybe he's having small strokes. And, we had that once before in the White House when Woodrow Wilson was president. His inability to find words is peculiar and has not been explained. And I think one has to think of it as a possible neurological issue.
And Trump's former doctor from his first administration revealed that Trump actually sent his people into the medical office to seize his files, making sure no one would ever got a look at them. Play this clip.
You also now, Alex Bornstein is saying he was, quote unquote, robbed of the president's medical files. He spoke to you particularly about this encounter. What did he tell you?
Right, so he is saying this is a raid. Bornstein is saying that he was robbed. I specifically asked him, was a crime committed? He said they stole them, referring to the president's medical files. The they in that sentence are two men under the president's employ. The first, as you mentioned, is Keith Schiller, who was the president's longtime bodyguard here in New York. He then moved down to Washington with the president, worked in the White House as the head of Oval Office operations. The other person we understand is Alan Garten, who is an attorney for the Trump Organization. Now, Aaron, normally when you have medical records released, you need what's called a HIPAA release. We understand from Bornstein, he told us this afternoon, that was not signed. Instead, he says these two men barged through the back door, terrified the secretary, pushed aside the patient who was in there. Now, the White House is not contesting that they took possession of these medical files, but they are saying that it was not a raid. Instead, Aaron, they're saying that this was just standard operating procedure.
So really, you will have to decide it for yourself. But remember, we never actually saw the medical record from when Donald Trump claimed he was shot in the air in Butler. That was a serious incident. Yet no record were ever released. He wore a bandage on his ear and kept repeating, I got shot in the face. I got shot in the face. But let's be real. If a weapon of that caliber actually hit his face, it would have been catastrophic. Let's just be clear about that. If I were in the press right now, we're at the White House and covering his event, I had been pressing him on whether we are seeing sign of heart disease, liver failure, kidney failure, and very possibly dementia. Those are the questions that should be asked. And yes, I had been asking about the action file too. But notice, the media never asked him these tough questions anymore. They did it constantly with Biden. Yet Trump get a free pass.